Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is 𝗙𝗪𝗋. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show right now. Margaret, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, 𝗙𝗪. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for giving us your time. I understand you're very, very busy. So let's get the show on the road. To let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners just like you. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe starting off with, what is your role in the business, Margaret?
My name's Margaret 𝗙𝗪𝗶𝗹, and I am a realtor. I have a team, MBA residential at Keller Williams in just north of Boston, Massachusetts. I am the team lead and the primary rainmaker.
Gosh, you're the team leader and the rainmaker. I can only imagine what your day looks like. Busy.
It can get busy. Yes.
So I'm curious to know, how long have you been in the business, Margaret?
A long time. I'm at the point in my life I've been doing this, I'll tell you, more than 30 years.
Wow.
I've been a full-time realtor my adult life. There's very few of us who have been doing it that long.
Gosh, a lot of experience right there, over 30 years. So I'm also quite curious, how did you learn about us? How did you learn about Cyberbacker? Did you see us online or did someone tell you about us?
Somebody told me about you. I am also professionally coached by the 𝗙𝗲𝗃𝗏 organization, and I recently switched coaches. I loved my first coach, but he started giving me a checklist of things that I needed to do. You know, you pay for coaching. And I knew from his list that I did not have the time or actually the knowledge to do what he was asking me to do. And basically, when I hired him, I told him if I didn't reach my goals, he was going to be fired. So I knew I needed help. I like to, I'm coachable. So I knew I was going to need help. And he actually recommended Cyberbacker for me.
Right. Now, how long have you been partnered with your cyberbacker, Leo?
I think it's probably about 90 days. Might be a little bit more, but not much longer.
Okay.
January, February, yeah. I think probably 3 months, maybe 4 months.
Okay, going on 4 months then, to safely put it. Now, before you got partnered with Leo, your cyberbacker, did you ever have experience working with someone virtually just like this?
No.
Oh, first go at it.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious, how's the experience going? Since this is your first time working with someone virtually, is there a big difference? Tell me more.
I like it better than working in person, to tell you the truth, because you have to make the most use of your time. You don't have time to chit-chat or beat around the bush. He's busy, I'm busy. I think that Cyberback, I knew others who had worked virtually. I trusted my coach and the organization that recommended him. And I like the idea that Cyberbacker seemed extremely familiar with the Keller Williams systems.
Yes, anything KW, we got you covered. We can train your cyberbacker with them. Now, let's talk about Leo real quick here. Can you tell me something about him? Let's say personality-wise.
I love him. I do. I really like him. I'm a very outgoing type of personality. And over the years, I have hired and fired, and I have now learned how to hire. So I know that if I initially respond to somebody in personality, that is probably not the person I should hire because they're a lot like me. And that means they're not going to be able to do the job that I hired Leo for. So the interview process with Cyberbacker was quite extensive. And because I was familiar with the DISC profile and all that, I knew what we were looking for. It was very helpful. And then there was one, but it was between Leo and another. It really was. And the other, I sort of felt like, ooh, it was the easier fit personally. Not that I didn't like Leo, I do. But I went and I took a look at the match, and Leo, I think, was like a 92% match. So wow. I went with Leo, and I have no regrets. He is diligent. He's everything I'm not. He's detailed oriented. He's diligent. He doesn't waste words. He holds me to task. He gives me things to do if I'm not cooperating.
So he keeps
With
you
the
accountable.
deadline. Yeah, he makes me accountable. He does, and I want him to do well, and I want to do well. So I think I really like him.
That's awesome news for us to hear, of course. And imagine 92% matched with Leo.
Yeah.
Gosh, if you can't call that a match, I don't know what you call a match, right? That's all a perfect match right there.
Yeah, and the other guy was like 87%, which is still a very high match. But I said no, I really like Leo, and I like that stat. So that disc really was helpful. He's a great guy. He's going to do fine in whatever he does in life. He's really good, and he gets me.
He understands the partnership between you and himself.
Yeah, he's good.
Now, I'm also curious about the things that Leo is doing for you in the business. So my next question is, what are the things that he does for you on a daily basis?
Well, I'd like him to do everything.
So everything. But what in specific?
His role may evolve. I would say he does a lot of data mining for me. He cleans up my database. I don't use him for transaction coordination, although I'm certain he can do it. And I may move him on to that, but I have a transaction coordinator that I'm very happy with. So why switch it up? He does all my social media stuff. He gives me tips and tricks. He edits my videos. He tells me to do more video. So here's the good news, short and sweet. So I've been dabbling in social media. It's not my forte. I'm up beyond the age group where I grew up when I understand its presence. It was one of the first things my coaches, he said it was a missing link in my consistent. I wasn't consistent with it. So Leo's been with me, as you said, a little bit over 4 months. And last week I had to take my husband. He had some surgery at the hospital. And the nurse came in and she said, "Oh my gosh, I see you on social media. You're doing awesome."
Wow.
And okay. And this isn't even in my hometown. And then I went to get a cup of coffee at the Dunkin' Donuts after I left my husband. And somebody said to me, "Are you Margaret?" Because she had the mask on. I said, "I am." She said, "I'm 𝗙𝗲𝗃. I used to work with you. Oh, I love what you're doing on Instagram." And I'm saying to myself, I wonder what it is they're loving, because Leo does it.
Gosh, the social media presence is right there because of Leo.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm assuming everything goes through you first, of course, for approval, things like that, your ideas.
Oh, yeah. We talk about it. We have a strategy. We talk about what I want to do. I give him some video. He edits it. He does a newsletter for me. He works with YouTube, social media, LinkedIn, everything. My business page, all stuff online. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, yes. Social media nowadays is quite strong to a lot of people. Now, I'm also excited about your growth plan. You already mentioned that he could grow into something else, like maybe your transaction coordination. But aside from that, what other things are you planning to let him do in the future for the business?
I would like to see him be able to call my database. He'll say yes to anything. He'll do anything I ask him. I don't want to put him in a position where he's not going to succeed. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So maybe someday we can work on that with him,
Never
Anybody
know.
can do it.
Of course.
Anybody can do it. I just have a more immediate need right now.
So we'll keep him where he is right now then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I can already feel that, I know it's only been 3 months or more than 3 months, but I can already feel that this has been a successful partnership. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Now, I'm curious to know, how did it get to this point? How did it become a successful partnership?
Well, first of all, I had to say yes to Cyberbacker. The suggestion had been made more than once, and I know others who have used virtual assistants and haven't been successful with them. But because I've been in the business for long enough, and I mastermind with some very top producers, and they have used them, it made me believe that it could work for me. Cyberbacker came highly recommended to me by somebody I know, trust. And, I went through the interview. The interview process was thorough. And then Leo and I, we email back and forth. He'll give me edits. And maybe twice a week, we schedule a Zoom call.
Really, communication, too, is very important, right?
Yeah. And every day, here's the thing. And I've hired in-person people. Every single day, he sends me a counting of what he has completed and what he's working on. That is beautiful. Every single day he does that for me. And then I have a sense of what he's struggling with. He's not afraid to ask for help. And I told him that don't suffer in silence. Tell me what you need help with. And then I think it was the first 3 months, every week I got a feedback from Cyberbacker, because Leo had a coach. So the coach would talk, and then it was always affirming to me, because whatever Leo would discuss with his coach was things that we had talked about together. So there was never any discrepancy about what he was succeeding on or what he was, and I don't even want to say struggling, but maybe was new to, because he's good. I don't think he's good. He's smart. He's responsive. He's capable.
So transparency.
Nobody can have him but me.
Of course. We're not going to take Leo away from you, of course. And as what you mentioned, talking on that, transparency between you and your Cyberbacker is also important, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, one last question for you, Margaret. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners. So what piece of advice would you be able to share with them when they're partnering with their very own Cyberbacker?
I think you have to have, and Cyberbacker helps you with this in the beginning, because they send you job descriptions. So I think it's like they say, if you don't have a plan or a goal, any road will take you there. So I think that you have to have a sense or an idea of what you want to do with the Cyberbacker. If you want to increase your online presence, if you want more followers on Instagram, if you want to utilize video more, the person doing the hiring has to know what they need, because if they don't know what they need, then they can't communicate to the Cyberbacker, and then how's the Cyberbacker going to be able to execute?
I agree with you there. Again, transparency, just let them know what you expect from them and how you're going to get to that expectation, right?
Yes, and encourage communication and questions. And the time, I don't know, I hope he feels the same way about me as I do about him. So I'm really happy with him.
I'm 100% sure that he is also happy with you. So, by the way, we've been talking about Leo for a while now. I forgot to tell you that he is listening to us right now. Would you want to give him a quick shout out or any message you'd like to give out to him?
Hey, Leo, keep up the good work. Keep on me about those videos. They're coming your way.
We are very, very excited to see where this partnership would be in the next few months and, of course, the years to come. Margaret, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.